episode 5 of Trev's Wrestling Show here on Trev TV. Thanks for tuning in. I'm the Trev. Give you one of those for old time's sake. I'm obviously doing this video a couple days late and maybe about an hour or two early. Wrestle Kingdom 13 starts midnight my time, so probably not even a handful of minutes away. But I'm not here to talk about Wrestle Kingdom. I actually wanted to do this the day they announced, and I'm going back to January 1st, talking about all we know and my own opinion of All Elite Wrestling. So here's what we know. And like I said, it was announced on January 1st at midnight Pacific time. Obviously, it was one of the worst kept secrets there was out there. I mean, as soon as they announced the trademarks, as soon as you basically knew that Tony Khan, who was son of the co-owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the NFL, was going to be the financial backer behind it. But, I mean, they've been talking about it for months, since probably October, right after All In was done. So, if we'd have known then what we know now about All In, I think we would have paid a little more attention. So far, there's only 6 names attached. I know I have 5 written on my notes, but one more signed. You got Cody and Brandy Rhodes, obviously. Cody is also an executive vice president. You got Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, obviously. They're the other vice presidents. And you got Adam Page, Hangman Page, whatever you want to call him. And then yesterday, Britt Baker signed with the organization. But there's also strong rumors saying Jim Ross, Chris Jericho, and all of SCU, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky, are all going to be involved or are going to be signing. That's kind of exciting. But in all this, I'm really paying more attention to 2 guys. Marty Scurll, Kenny Omega. Marty Scurll, as we all know, is locked into contract with ROH till April. He ain't going anywhere till April. Omega is the wild card. And I've been listening to stories saying he's been having a face-to-face with Vince McMahon and Triple H, and they offered him a fantastic offer. What that is, I don't know. I'm not the fly on the wall, so I couldn't tell you. But I'd imagine it has something to do with creative control, his match against AJ, and at least a world championship. He's that over that I would, if I was any of those 2, I'd offer him all of that right off the bat, and then a nice dollar figure. But I'm getting completely off point. Does not having Omega make or break the company? Hard to say. But we'll know more, I'm sure, after tonight. For the record, Tanahashi's winning, Omega's going to lose, and I think it's because the strong feeling of what's Kenny going to do. I don't think he's really talked to anybody. They're going to protect their investment, take the IWGP belt off of them. Sad but true. Their first Supercard, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, as a brand called Double or Nothing, which, according to rumor, will be held in spring in Las Vegas. So that off the top tells me that there'll be a traveling brand, which is not a bad thing. I mean, head office is in Jacksonville, which isn't too far from Orlando, NXT. But seeing that they'll travel, that's a good thing. I mean, having 2 women in there says they're going to have a women's division, so they at least know where they're going. Apparently, the president, Tony Khan, is putting in $100 million to this whole deal. So, here's a guy who's doing it right. Starting it off by spending money. Loving it. No TV deal yet. But there's rumor of many offers, including Time Warner. And if you know your history, Time Warner, TBS, was the home of WCW. If you didn't know that by now, you know. It'd be interesting. I mean, do you want my opinion? I'll give you my opinion. Here's my opinion. I'm telling myself not to get excited, because the last new promotion I got excited for was TNA. And look how well that worked. I mean, don't get me wrong, TNA was hot for 2005 to about 2007. They had a 2-year gap where they were hot. And as soon as they brought in Hogan, Bischoff, and all the old guys, they went down. But I'm not talking about TNA, I'm not talking about GFW, I'm not talking about Impact. I'm talking about AEW. I've always been a stickler for competition. When WCW went out, I cried. I legit cried. I mean, I've been watching WCW for years. I've always been the bigger fan of WCW. And I'm not saying AEW will be the next WCW, but knowing that they'll have money behind the product, knowing that they'll have all these cool things, traveling, a women's division, they'll probably be going after legends, they'll probably have their own titles announced soon. They're going to have a presser on January 8th in Jacksonville where they'll probably explain a lot more. But I keep telling myself not to get excited, because I don't want to be let down, disappointed, in case it doesn't look like it has potential or promise. And I'm not saying it won't. I'm not saying it will. But, I mean, when you have even rumor of Jim Ross and Chris Jericho, like, attached to your brand new product, obviously, yeah, you're going to need guys like that at the start just to get it off the ground. And I can understand why there'd be rumors saying they're going after Goldberg. And I hate to be the guy to include this in my own video, because I've thought about this at great length. Would they pursue CM Punk? And I'm going to answer no, because Punk's done. He's done. I might be the minority on this, but I'm done seeing him in the ring. I'm done. Just don't need Punk. Omega, you might want Omega, but I mean, who knows what they're going to offer him? Who knows if he's committed to them? Who knows what he's thinking with the WWE offer? Omega's your wild card. Skrull, he's probably coming. Daniels, Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, they're probably signing, because they're free agents anyways. You gotta wonder how many guys from Impact are gonna ask for a release and try and sign with AEW. You gotta wonder how many dudes from WWE are gonna ask for their release, sit out their 90 days, and then sign. It's one of those things, you just think about it, and it's like, there's possibilities, but at the same time, who knows, right? But anyway, I want to get excited, but I'm holding myself back. But I think after the presser on January 8th, once you and I know a lot more, we can make our own judgment from there. For the now, I'm excited that it's a new brand. It's something new to add to the Impacts and Ring of Honors and Pro Wrestling Guerrillas and New Japan Pro Wrestling and Progress and NXT UK, and there's so many brands out there, but these guys have money to back them. They could do all kinds of things. So that was episode 5 of Trev's Wrestling Show. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Even though my wrestling show isn't my most popular segment on my channel, I'm glad you're still tuning in. I'm glad you're still watching. Your viewership always means so much to me. Always has, always will. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe on the way out if you want to. You can check out some of my other videos by clicking on the video link. Feel free to find me on Facebook at Trev's TV. Feel free to find me. That's the 3rd time I've screwed that up. On Instagram at rockstartrev TV. I've got another video in mind I want to do probably for the weekend, and I've kind of been writing it out for the last 2 weeks, so expect it. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you probably have a good idea. And I mean, it is another old news video, but one that definitely deserves my nickel. I say nickel because my 2 pennies doesn't count anymore. The penny doesn't exist. But in the meantime and in between time, be on the lookout for more videos from Trev. Later.